We're all talking about a cleaner energy future, right? But what if one of the biggest things holding us back is something we see every single month but never really think about? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a hidden barrier that's keeping our homes from going green.
Seriously, what if the answer isn't some brand new sci-fi technology, but it's about rethinking something as boring as your monthly utility bill? Let's dig in and solve this mystery, starting with how we keep our homes warm.
Get this, a full 21% of all global greenhouse gas emissions, they come from our buildings. And the number one reason? The fossil fuels we burn just to stay warm. That's a huge chunk of the pie. And this chart, well, it lays it all out pretty starkly, doesn't it? Look at those massive bars for natural gas, oil, and coal. They show just how hooked we are on fossil fuels for heat. And the projections show that this isn't going to fix itself. This is the problem we absolutely have to solve. So what's the alternative? Well, meet the hero of our story, the heat pump. Now, this is an amazing piece of tech. Your standard gas boiler, it's maybe 90% efficient. But a heat pump, it's a whole different game. It doesn't burn anything to create heat. It just moves existing heat from the outside in, kind of like a fridge, but in reverse. For every 1 unit of electricity it uses, it can pump 3 units of heat into your home. Yeah, that's 300% efficiency. Incredible, right? Okay, so with that kind of mind-blowing efficiency, you'd think these things would be flying off the shelves, that everyone would be rushing to get one, but they're not. And the reason why is the big puzzle we're here to solve today. It all boils down to this one crucial number, 2.5. See, because a heat pump is so much more efficient, the electricity it runs on can be more expensive than gas, and you'd still come out ahead. The magic tipping point is when electricity costs no more than 2.5 times the price of gas. If you're below that number, a heat pump is cheaper to run. Simple. But if you're above it, the math just doesn't work out for your wallet. So the big question is, why is electricity so often more than 2.5 times the price of gas? To get to the bottom of this, we've got to look at what you're actually paying for. It's time to decode your energy bill. Check this out. This is a pretty typical electricity bill in Europe, and it tells the whole story. The actual electricity you used, that slice is often less than half of your total bill. The rest of it, it's a mix of network costs, taxes, and a whole bunch of other policy-related charges. And this right here is the key takeaway. The high price of electricity isn't just a natural outcome of the market. Nope, it's a direct result of government policy choices, deliberate decisions about what taxes and fees get piled onto your bill. Okay, so that's the theory. But does this price ratio really make a difference in the real world? Let's take a look at how this all plays out across the globe. The data, it turns out, is crystal clear. Just look at this. It's so clear. On the vertical axis, you have the market share for heat pumps. And along the bottom, you have that electricity to gas price ratio we keep talking about. The pattern is just undeniable. Countries that are below that magic number of 2.5, think France, the Netherlands, Denmark, they have booming heat pump markets. For countries above that line, adoption just plummets. This is that big aha moment. The data couldn't be clearer. The single biggest thing that gets people to adopt clean, efficient heating isn't just about subsidies or mandates. It's about making it affordable to run, day in and day out. It all comes back to that price ratio. And you know what the best part is? Since this is a problem created by policy, it can be fixed by policy. So let's take a look at a few countries that have already figured out how to tip the scales in favor of clean heat. First up, Germany. For years, Germany had one of the highest electricity to gas price ratios in Europe. And a big reason why was this huge surcharge on electricity bills that was used to pay for expanding renewable energy. But then they made a really smart change. Look at the bar on the left. That's the price in 2021. See that big green chunk? That's the surcharge. So Germany decided to just move it. They took it off of people's electricity bills and started funding it through the main federal budget instead. And the result? You can see it in the 2024 bar on the right. It's a massive price drop for households. A simple policy shift, a huge real-world impact. Okay, now let's jump over to Denmark. They took a more surgical approach. Instead of making all electricity cheaper across the board, they zeroed in on the electricity used specifically for heating. And how'd they do it? They created a special lower tax rate for any home that was officially registered as being electrically heated. And the effect is just dramatic.
the price for heating with electricity in 2024 is almost 40% lower than it would have been. This is a direct financial reward for making the clean energy switch. The Netherlands is another fantastic case study. They used a clever 1-2 punch. First, they shifted taxes around. They made electricity a bit cheaper and gas a bit more expensive. But to make sure this didn't hurt people, they also gave every single household a universal energy tax refund. The result? They now have the lowest electricity to gas price ratio in all of Europe, down at just 1.5. Just brilliant.
So, we've seen the problem, we know what's causing it, and we've seen some really clever solutions. What does all this add up to? What's the playbook for creating smarter, cleaner homes everywhere?
Well, the source report boils it down to 6 key principles. It all starts with number 1. You guessed it, target that magic price ratio of less than 2.5. That means getting all those extra policy costs off of electricity bills and making sure that fossil fuels are priced fairly to reflect their environmental costs. And from there, it's about building a smarter, more flexible energy system that rewards things like solar panels on your roof and using energy at off-peak times.
Ultimately, this isn't about trade-offs. As this quote from the report puts it so well, getting the prices right is a total win-win. You speed up the switch to clean heating, you make your energy system more resilient, and you can actually deliver more affordable energy for everybody. What's not to love? So the next time you look at your utility bill, don't just see it as a number you have to pay. See it for what it really is, a set of policy choices. And it's worth asking yourself, are those choices tipping the balance in the right direction? Are they helping build a cleaner, more affordable future? Or are they the very thing that's holding it back?